What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's about 2 hours after the last video got recorded. It's the same day, it's April 19th still, for me at least, which is why my voice is still kind of broken. If you want the whole talk about that blah blah blah, I bet you don't. It's in last video, so you can go watch it. But anyways, I hope you all are having an amazing day, such a wonderful, nice afternoon for me, and hopefully, whatever time of day it is, hopefully it's wonderful for you. And I hope you're ready for today's video. Today's video might be quite short. I don't know how long it's going to end up being, but obviously this intro is not going to be as long as most of the other ones. And on top of that, this article might not have much to say about it, at least not too much for me to say. Because, I don't know, I'm just taking it kind of easy. Man, accused of stealing Lego figures from sets, replacing them with dried pasta. You might think that sounds dumb, trading pasta for plastic, but those Lego sets go for a lot of money. Yeah, they quite literally are just selling you molded plastic, but people think that they cost too much. I think not. And I'm not saying Legos aren't expensive. They're expensive, alright. Where I think you're really paying is the instructions, because it takes so long for each person to come up with a different build, find all the parts to do it, put it together, and make it instructions. It all has illustrations, all that. I bet that costs so much money. And pasta versus Legos, I mean, they're pretty much the same weight. I'm just wondering how much he stole though, because he'd have to buy as much pasta to, match it. And looking at this picture, it looks like he bought a lot of pasta. But I'm also just wondering, how did he get away with this? If he's stealing Legos from retail stores, you guys have opened a box of Legos. You know how it's a box and then each Lego section is packed in plastic bags. That means he would have to go through the cardboard, go through the plastic, opening it. Both of them you can't really seal again quite easily. And then you'd have to replace the Legos with pasta, put it all back in the middle of the aisle while no one watches you. I mean, no wonder he got caught, bro. This is like Mission Impossible levels of impossible. And lastly, I'm just wondering, who is buying these? You gotta be on some chud ting behavior to be buying individual Legos. Or it could just be that he's opening boxes of Legos and then taking the bags out and replacing it with straight pasta, but I feel like that would be so obvious. Shaking a box of bags of Legos is probably way different than shaking a box just filled with straight linguine. That does bring up a good discussion though. What pasta would you choose to replace the Legos? I'm gonna go with rotini, just because I feel like it's the same shape, same size, same sound, same weight. I feel like it's pretty similar. And if you say lasagna, I'll shoot you in your throat. Everything is not awesome for a grand theft suspect recently arrested in Naveen for allegedly stealing valuable Lego figurines from sets and replacing them with dried pasta. So that answers the question, he's just selling the figurines. Who is buying that? The only people I hear about collecting Legos are 30-year-old men. You don't see little kids collecting Legos nowadays anymore. They're collecting brain rots instead. But realistically, the Lego movie was peak. I didn't watch the second one, but the first one, I played the whole thing, the whole Wii U game. I watched the whole movie. Dude, that was peak. Yo, I hear the ice cream truck outside. I thought about it for a little bit, going outside to get ice cream, but I think I'm too broke for that. And also, I don't have the time because I'm here recording this video. According to the Irvine Police Department, Paramount resident Gerald Augustine, 28, was busted during his most recent scheme at a local Target. And I called it again. Call me a genie because he's doing it in retail stores. And the Target Lego section is huge. They always dedicate 4 aisles to it. If you don't think there's gonna be an employee rolling around there, then you're just wrong, because I'm around there all the time, messing around with stuff, and there's always an employee. I was in a sports outdoors toys aisle or whatever it was, next to the Lego section. It was a little bit farther away, but I was playing around with a pogo stick, and some employee watched me using a pogo stick and just crashed straight into the shelves. Maybe he wasn't watching me, but someone definitely heard it, I know. And I don't exactly remember if I crashed either, but I remember falling off the pogo stick. But anyways, you're literally 28 years old. Call me a genie, ladies and gentlemen. Because I literally guessed it. A 30-year-old man collecting Legos to sell to other 30-year-old men. How predictable. It's always the 30-year-old dudes, bro. They do it with the Beyblades, they do it with the Pokemon cards, they do it with everything. Dude, I went to the mall one time and I went to go get a Zelda cartridge for my 3DS because I really wanted to play one. I wasn't even picky. I just said, yo, do you guys have any Zelda, cartridges for the 3DS? Because that console came out so long ago, they definitely have them. And they were like, no, old people keep buying them, fat chuds just let kids play their games, man. Let them buy a PS5. That's over now, but now you can't get a Steam Deck on top of that. When the Steam frame comes out, I want to buy one so bad. I've never had a VR before. I want that to be my first VR. I guarantee I'm going to be so upset. The day it comes out, I'm going to rush to buy one and there's not going to be one on there. Stupid scalper fat chud retard. And I couldn't get any Pokemon cards either. They fat chuds keep buying them, bruh. I literally went to Target and every time I go to Target, I ask them, do you guys have any Pokemon cards? Because I've been playing it on my 3DS. I've been pirating the games. They're fun. And I was like, maybe I'll get into the physical version. Maybe I'll learn how to play Pokemon. Every single time I go, I ask. They're always sold out. They have a shelf in the back behind the customer service desk for the Pokemon cards. They don't have them out on the aisles because you have to ask for them because fat chuds keep buying them. I'm sorry for getting mad. It's just, I'm tired of old people taking away my fun. I'm recording this on my PC, which has a 4070 Super in it right now, and I could barely get that. I had to rummage through the internet for this GPU, dude. They were about to go out of stock, and then right as I bought one, all of the 4070 Supers went out of stock. I'm sorry for rambling and getting off topic, but I just like talking, okay? I just like talking. The IPD shared a video of the LEGO crime spree takedown on social media, plus details riddled with pasta puns. Yeah, I mean, the top of this article literally says, positively terrible scheme. Like, that wasn't even a good pun. Positive and terrible are quite literally opposite of each other, and you don't call a scheme positive, especially when it fails. The people who wrote this article are stupid, maybe even more stupid than the guy who steals Lego sets and replaces them with pasta. Calling it a pasta— oh, I hate this pun! I was literally just talking about how I didn't like this joke, and now they're putting it again. Let's take a break, let's calm down, and let's recenter, ladies and gentlemen. Calling it a positively terrible plan, police said Augustine bought Lego sets from Target stores at least 70 times and removed the minifigures and other pieces from the boxes. I mean, I gotta give him props, bro. That is some skill. Like I was saying in the start of the video, you're doing this on a time crunch, you're doing this without trying to get caught, and you're working with Legos and they spill everywhere. And I got a Lego set as a gift yesterday, so let's hope there's no pasta in there. But you know, that makes me think, how many children's birthdays did he just ruin? Imagine your dad paid $800 for a new Millennium Falcon for you to build. You're like, yo, thanks dad, this is so awesome. This is such an expensive, awesome Lego set. And you open it and it's just a bunch of linguine. I don't know why I keep referring to linguine. I feel like it would be more common for it to be macaroni or something. I mean, to a 6-year-old, that would still have some worth, I'm not gonna lie. It's just a big box of mac and cheese the size of the Millennium Falcon. I would still be hyped. That's like 7 meals worth for a small kid like that. He then replaced the figurines with dried durum wheat semolina pasta and returned the sets to the stores, according to Irvine police. Sorry, what? What is wheat semolina pasta? What, durum? What? I don't know what this means. Yo, I did not know that's what this pasta was. What? I think I'm just severely uneducated. I apologize. I just realized I wasn't reading clearly and I just completely looked over the fact that he bought the Lego sets. He wasn't doing it in the middle of the aisle. He was investing, dude. But that also means that he must have been to different Targets. More than twice and you're pushing it. That means you would have like 35 Targets to look through. Because if you're just returning boxes of Legos every single time you buy them, then they're gonna be like, yo, why are you returning these and buying them over and over again? And even then, that's still impressive to make all the stuff look untouched, because cardboard, even if you have time, is like not gonna look normal. A box of Legos, it's not gonna look like you didn't tamper with it. I'm gonna do that, except I'm just gonna poop in Lego boxes and return it. I'll poop those tiny pebble ones that are like rabbit poop basically, and I'll put a bunch of those in there and it'll sound just like Legos. No pasta needed, no prior investment, no materials, no nothing. You just poop in the box and it, you know, does 2 jobs for you. And then you wipe your booty butt crack with the manual, the instructions. Target reported at least 70 thefts nationwide tied to the same suspect, stacking up about $34,000 in losses, the IPD's post read. That's a lot of missing pieces. Nationwide? You mean he was going to multiple states to do this? That's some unemployed dedication, bro. Just get a job. If you spend as much effort as you did to stealing these Legos as you would into putting into a resume or applying for jobs, doing job applications, stuff like that, you would have had a job that pays you more than $34,000. Calling Augustine's Legos for Yo, I called it! I'm literally a genie. For like the 7th time this video, I'm a genie, bro. Legos for linguine. I was talking about linguine earlier. I'm ham. Calling Augustine's Legos for linguine team a bad build that didn't hold together, the IPD said its detectives snapped into action, conducted surveillance on the suspect, and ultimately identified him. I mean, it must be pretty weird when Target has to refund the same card like 70 times. His card just has a transaction list of like 40 Legos and no profit came from him, so they're just like, yo, it was definitely this dude. This is such a bad crime because it doesn't help you. You're just losing money because you could have just had a job. That being said, these puns are awful and I hate them. He was cooked. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that one was a little better. The social media posts show surveillance videos of Augustine shopping for Lego sets at Target stores, followed by his arrest on Tuesday, captured on officer-worn body cameras. That's gotta be the most underwhelming day of being a police officer ever. Yo, this is gonna be sick, I'm gonna go on high-speed police chases. No. Instead, you're stuck here arresting the Lego thief. You bust into his house, he starts running away, he starts throwing like stormtroopers at you and stuff. He must have been notorious though, it was like the gun devil from Chainsaw Man. You don't know when or where he's gonna attack, he just shows up sometimes. He just wreaks havoc in all the towns across the entire nation, a fear of him. He's a legend, bro, the Lego thief. Speaking of that, I think I have a video titled The Lego Thief. I'm not sure if that is correct or not, but I think before, like back when I used to upload, in the archive section of my channel, there's a video about Legos. It's about like a similar situation. The clip also includes photos of bags of dry Goya brand pasta that the suspect used in the swaps, as well as the stolen Lego figurines, which included pieces from Star Wars sets. Now that I'm thinking about it, I was just assuming the entire video that he was selling the Legos. I think I cracked the code. He's actually just a singular fat chud collecting all of the Star Wars Lego rings. Lego figurines. He just wanted Legos, man, this 28-year-old guy. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, you don't live in your mom's basement after you're, 20 maybe? Or else you're gonna turn out to be a neckbeard loser like this guy, and you don't want that. The IPD said Augustine was booked into Orange County Jail for grand theft. The department's post offered one final warning. If your master plan involves swapping Legos for linguine, we can promise your plan will be cooked al dente. Yep, I'm not even gonna comment on it because the porn... Whoa, not that. I meant pun. That's what I meant to. I swear it's not what I think about. I was talking about puns. I'm not gonna go any further, ladies and gentlemen, but if you enjoyed this video, I'm so happy. If you got entertained, then I did my job, and I'm so grateful that you watched this video. So without further ado, I've been your host, Ian. It was amazing seeing you all, ladies and gentlemen, and, I'll catch you later. So don't steal Legos, and don't replace them with linguine, and don't watch porn.